Well, hello. I am terribly sorry for this. The OBS literally crashed as I pressed go live, so that happened. And when it does that, it takes down the whole stream as if I finished it instead of actually just keeping it alive or anything. So there's that. I will start the train right now. So at least we have something to watch until I grab what I was looking for, which is my phone, to be able to update the link to the stream, because I had posted it out everywhere else hoping to help with the viewership, and I just messed it up. So +1 for me. Alright, so give me a second. We will start the VRL and we will have it do a few laps. Alright, let's update those links because that was something that happens more often than I'd like to admit, unfortunately. Give me a second. Channel, live, share, copy link. Make sure I don't feedback the sound because that would be very annoying to about everyone. Alright, so is there a way to edit the link? No, so I will delete and post a new link. Alright, so stickers, links, done, and oops. Alright, so let's start that over because I don't want just that, I want it proper. So link, paste, customize, link to the stream, done. This with arrows. This and last thing, now live. There you go. Alright, so sorry for this. I'm trying to be more attentive usually. I just have had issues tonight as usual, I guess. I should almost stop putting links ahead of time because it doesn't seem to be helping. Alright, so we will start to actually do things. First off will be to swap my slot car controller, because last night I noticed that my wire is going bad on it, and I can fix it. It's an easy fix, but I need to take the time to do it, and I noticed too late last. So we will use another one until I fix it. That's the power supply. Alright. Let's remove this controller entirely and put the next one in. Like so. And now we should be able to run some cars as well. So, why is it clicking? Whatever. Let's see if it still works. The controller works. My driving ability is not so good. I will pretend as if it's the track the issue and add a guardrail to that spot. Alright, so what's next? What is next? We will rock you. Or not. There you go. It's going. Oh. Little car crash. Nothing you've never seen before from me. Wow, that was intense crash. Alright, so let's see if I can get more out of this camera, the top camera. If I can see more of it. That is less of it, isn't it? No, it's not. Is it now? let's try to adjust it so that we can see it properly. Like so. And then let's physically adjust it to match the area we want to check out with said camera. Did I move it too much? A little bit. There you go. Nothing like tugging on a wire. Alright. So, I can pick a car. Let's hope this one works fine. And crashing does not count as not working fine. It does work fine. My skills are... I always forget that corner. What's wrong with you now? It was working fine up until recently. Well, actually, so funny story about this. Recently, I had another car make some weird rubbing noises that I confirmed was coming from the motor, and are you going to use your new curved tracks for your slot cars? Yes, but not on this track. I'll explain that a little later. So yeah, I found out the motor was making a weird rubbing noise in another car. I did a thorough cleaning of dismantling the motor and everything. It worked. That car stopped doing the noise. It's perfectly fine. So right after that, this little car started doing it. My old reliable 240Z or 280Z, I'm not sure. I think it's a 240Z. And and then this one, the thorough cleaning has not fixed it. It's not as bad, but it still does it, and I'm really not sure why. So at this point, I'm a little bit at a loss. At one point, I thought I had broken it because it wasn't moving at all, but no, it's fine. It's doing it again. I really don't know what's up with that engine, but I really like the headlights, so I don't know what to do about it. But yeah, so for the curved tracks, I don't even know if I showed anyone this yet. But I have some... Okay, no, it's doing it too much. I don't want to break anything. I'll stop the car. Shoot, man. It was running great, and now it's not. I have no idea why. Alright, those curved tracks are inclined tracks. They're not actually a curve, they're more inclined up and down. I will, but since the trucks don't like it, I'm gonna have two tracks. When with a jump and those curve tracks and one without it, and well, right now I wanted to run the one without it. I wanted to run everything at first, so I ran without them. So we will, and we will see them in time. I just have not showed them yet, and I want to build something and present it. So also the cleaning video is all filmed but not edited yet, because I want to know how to fix that rubbing noise issue before pushing the video, because I don't want to mislead anyone into thinking that it's a fix when it's not, because it didn't fix it this time. And I don't want to break other people's cars by misleading them with a cleaning video. So it's filmed but not will not be released until I know why it's doing that. So okay, well that's different. Now it turned too much. Come on. And another car that decided not to behave for the video. Are they all camera shy by any chance? Because that's what it seems like. Let's hope this one isn't tonight. And it is. I'm having some performance anxiety issue from my cars because they're on camera. Oh my god. Are we gonna switch to the other scale and just run trains if it keeps doing this? I think we are. Yep, I think we're gonna maybe not switch scale, but we might not do slot cars tonight if that's how they behave the entire night. Let's just bring that one back and try something else. See, that's the thing with these things. I test them all night the night before. They all work great. The second the camera comes on and they just all stop working properly for whatever reason. I think it's a good mix, actually. Livestream Gremlins could be it. I really think it's a mix of both. I'm almost tempted to say that this one's too fast to be enjoyable. This one works fine, but it's kind of really fast. So I don't even know if you guys can see it properly. Well, you see it crash. That's something you see. Unfortunately. Again, when it's the driver that crashes, this one I can't blame the car or the track, but that could also be performance issues. Alright, let's flip the truck and use the magnet to get it. There you go. That's fine. It's all fine. Again, when the driver is the issue. Yes, it is. And having an extra retractable magnet tool makes more sense than having an food cooking. What's the name for those? It's like it's a brush, but it's a Rubbermaid brush for food, like to apply sauce. We also have an extendable one for that exact, just like that. I'm not sure why we need an extendable one. I've never applied food 4 feet away from the food. Applied sauce to a food 4 feet away. Whoops. Apparently, the driver, the one car that runs great, the driver is the issue. There you go. And I spun out. Yeah, well, aren't basters the stuff to drop liquid on like a turkey and stuff like that? I mean, like, it's really a brush, but it's rubber tips for sauce, for thicker sauce. I'll have to go get it, don't I? Why did you get out? Oh my god. There you go. So since this one is showing driver issues or driver skill issues, let's try something else again. Well, the Supra was going decent. Supra's a great car. Again, driver issues, but that wasn't so bad. Okay, that's, of course, just because I said that. Whoa. I've done more 360s with that car than I've done in real life. Hello, Colleen. Oh. You've been missing a lot of issues from my end. And half of them were live stream gremlins. The other half have been Kevin gremlins, I guess, or being camera shy. Oh, crash again. We'll wait for the train to pass to be able to go get it. There you go. I always mess up that curve. Well, not always, but too often to be to show that I'm learning because I'm not. So let's try a semi. Like I said earlier, they worked last night when I tested everything, but unfortunately, as we've seen so far, I cannot guarantee that it'll work tonight. Seems to be running half decent. Oh, trailer was off. Oh boy, what did I just diddly done do? And well, it's not a completely busted out angle, but it's not the best. Right. Let's start here. Truck go bang, that's what you mean. We could try another one. Of course. And that truck does not behave as well as the other one. So we're gonna stop with trucks for now. I'm just gonna move it forward. And we will set it aside somewhere. Let's set it aside there. And we will switch the train because that's a little bit more simple and more not guaranteed to work, but more likely to work. So this one's gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna have to move these wires out of the way for now. Like so. Alright. I know I'm quieter tonight. I'm just making sure everything goes to the right spot. There's no derailment or anything. Tonight's gonna be a more chill stream. Just, you know, just hanging out and running some stuff. And the engine has dirty wheels and a derailment. So I'll be right back. Yeah, no, energy drinks are not the move for me, especially after past a certain time. Like I do enjoy a Red Bull once in a while, but usually it's more early in the morning, and it's very occasional. I am not a repeat. It's not a habit for me. I'll put it that way. I'm not a fan of those products in general. So it turns out the tracks were the culprit. So yeah, turns out the tracks were the culprit, and the longer wheelbase of the V-rail made it go through anyways. Should be fine now. And I did say should, and it isn't. Question: how did you get into mall railroading? Not like this, that's for sure. No, joke. All right, jokes aside, I grew up being a fan of trains in general, not just models. If anything, more of the real thing. Then a family member had, well, still has, models at his place, so I wanted some. Of course, I started as a kid with only the toy-like models, which is what I think should be the move. I'm seeing some parents buying real model trains to their kids and then being unhappy that they break for the price they pay and stuff like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. A 4-year-old does not need a $400 engine. I don't care how much money you're making. It says 14 plus on the box for a reason. So there's that. But yeah, but he did let me once in a while choose the train that we were running, or even play with the throttle a bit, just so that, you know, I get a sense of doing this. And then I started doing scenery and stuff, and I quite enjoyed it. So that's where that came from, and then I just added more and more to it, and now I am where I am, which is doing videos online for models that usually work. Not tonight, but usually. I'll be right back. Let's try that again. It was all working yesterday. Why is it not cooperating tonight? Oh, people came in. Hi, August. I guess I'll have to send the VRL back on the main track if I want to run something until I clean this one properly, because it's just not cooperating tonight. Which is strange because it usually does. Exactly what I was saying. It's usually cooperating, but tonight it's just being a asshat. The wheels do not seem dirty. That's the strangest part. What is wrong with you today? Why are you not cooperating with me? Keep going like this and I'm going back to DC. This is ridiculous. Like the spots that it stops at were clean, were dirty, so at that point I understood, but I've cleaned them. They are clean now. There's no reason why they still stop. No reason whatsoever. Yet it still does. No, it worked. Okay, let's not touch anything until it blocks itself. All right, so August, that was probably your most expensive YouTube video. If watching a video got you interested and now you're spending money on model trains, that was the most expensive video you've ever watched. Alright, so since that seems to be working for now, and emphasis on for now because we don't know if it's actually going to last the entire night or not. Well, we're not going to run that engine the entire night. We're going to run more than one thing there, but we will, as long as this didn't work, I think we're going to push through. We will run some slot cars again. So, what did I want to do? Right, there was a modification I wanted to do to my track. I was looking for a piece that I couldn't find, and I found it, like, earlier today. So, I will fix that right now. My slot car track, I mean, I saw the piece right here, and now I need, I actually, no, it's fine, that is correct. I am doing the right thing. By right thing, I mean, I'm modifying the thing I needed to modify. So, this is causing me issues. But I want the same length. So I will have a same length straight, but in a different model. Right here. Instead. And now it's my fault. I will not blame the train for this one. That was my fault. There you go. Now a problematic piece is off and a regular piece is on, which is actually a great thing. This shouldn't make a big difference, but should still make a difference. Let's try a car that works fine if it wasn't for the problematic piece first, and then run it a few laps. Oh, that was my bad. Again. Right, this car has the issue of only starting once in a while. Oh, no, the car is not the issue. Someone should have told me that earlier I unplugged it. You know, it's not gonna work if it's not plugged in. Duh. The hoy. Like so. And power, which is right here. Yeah, sure. Wireless power. And wireless charging doesn't count because you still need contact, just not the same. There you go. Oh, hello, Raven. Thank you, Raven. Thank you. It's going fast enough now. I don't need to plug it in more. Oh. Driver problem. Driver problem. Almost fell off the track. Almost. It didn't, but almost. Again. Oh, it stopped there. Alright, let's put something else now that this one works fine. And we know the issue was the track for this one. Let's see if other cars have a better power connection now that this is fixed. Sometimes connection doesn't go all around properly if one track is not placed in properly. Okay, well that's getting off the track, so that's not the same. So there's a few, but not all cars that have an issue with that specific piece of track. Oh, 360 out. Am I doing skateboarding or am I doing quad cars? Okay, well that's a unfortunate thing. What? Why did the train stop at the same time? Did I mess something up? Or was it again a dirty track issue where the engine is the problem? Alright, so let's try another car since this one keeps doing that. Love the blue Eclipse even though one of the lights doesn't work anymore. Is the body or the wires rubbing anywhere? Something's... Nope, that's good. Oh yeah, in the front. Oh, that must have helped actually. Traction tire on a Challenger. No, it's still rubbing somewhere. Alright. Or not. That must have been challenging, Raven. To be... It is rubbing. Why is it rubbing against what? So why is that wire in the way? It shouldn't be. Why isn't it in its little wire holder right there? It's literally for that. I need to look into that car later. The front end feels like it's rubbing. Or flipping over. The red one usually is not as problematic. Usually, I said. Did I say usually? Yeah, I think I did. Alright. That car is... So what car has been working right tonight? The red Supra. The tank car. This one when I'm driving properly. So let's take out the old truck. And also the two fast cars. Alright. Well, when I say too fast, I don't mean like 2 to number 2. I mean like faster than it should be. Oh. Alright. Whoa. The roll cage was useful. It saved someone's life today. The driver, I mean. Alright, let's put back the faster cars. Because these work. accident. Did I hit a train? I heard a weird noise, but I don't know if I hit anything. I'll go check because I can't see it from here or from the camera. Oh, I'm stuck in between. Oh, wow. I did hit the train. Alright. So, I realize it's barely noticeable on camera, but this red track here actually has a way so the car moves side to side here, making it more of a traction nightmare, I guess. And that's probably what threw it off. I was trying to accelerate every lap. Unfortunately, I found the limit. So we will put the cars I accidentally derailed back. Alright, let's go pick them up. Let's slow it down so it doesn't hit too hard. And it did not couple properly. There you go. Alright. So, it also needs siren and a couple other things, but it's badass. Even has a remote to use sound on DC. That's pretty cool. I think I choose the Challenger over the Big Boy because everyone and their sisters have Big Boys, but the Challenger has been the lesser known of the two. So I think I'd pick the Challenger just for that. Otherwise, they're two very mean locomotives. Why did it... Alright, well this is time for us to switch to DC and run a different train, I guess. Because, yep, you've just seen it jump again. I said until it didn't work properly and it just did its thing, so. We will move it to the side. We'll first back the V-rail down the hill. Boy. I will go over there and make sure the V-rail doesn't derail going down the hill like it does at the time. Yeah, exactly, Colleen. That actually, yeah. We're fortunate enough that real via rail don't derail too much, but the unfortunate part on my railroad is that last pesky car often has the last one of its truck jumping. Actually, not the last truck, the front truck of that pesky car jumping for whatever reason. So now I'll give it another lap for the CP. Once that's done, we will. Is my front coupler messed up on the CP? I didn't hit it. Why is it messed up? Tonight's not the night, huh? Tonight will be a short stream, I tell you that. That's for sure. Why'd you stop? What? The wheel broke off the trailer. It didn't move the entire night. How did it break? The plastic completely broke off. What is this? How does that happen? Oh. Well, that's going to be on the fix it later list. That's going to be a high priority because it shouldn't have broke in the first place. Hi Russ. Oh, you haven't missed much. Just me struggling. Alright, let's switch to DC with the rudimentary wire change. Because why go fancy when you can just do this? Actually, I'm not gonna. Yeah, voltage at 0. I can do it. As soon as I get my switches from AliExpress, I'll be able to wire in properly the DC and DCC switch, but until then, I shall not have that. I shall use a plug. Let's inspect the coupler. It is in fact. It's not broken, it was just line. I will uncouple this and then the string is going to be off the rails to avoid any DC power being sent to it. This will just be taken off right now because I really don't feel like messing around with it. Now I'll be able to just put an engine and see where it goes. I'll put the Blue Devil. Actually, no. Yeah, the Blue Devil. People like it. It's a pretty engine, and it's different. I mean, not every day we have a Blue Devil. You don't see them often in real life. I don't even think they still exist anymore in real life. Not this one anyway. Alright, so let's see if the power's the right way around or not. Yep. Yay. There you go. This beautiful beast has arrived to, well, you guys only see it in the smaller screen, but let's put a few cars behind it and see where this goes. Well, it's gonna go around the track, but I mean, how it behaves. Let's put. I want the center beam, that's for sure. I want. What else do I want at the back of that train? I could have this in a boxcar. So, and what else in between? We could put a few more boxcars, like this one. This one's a little more rough. This one. And I don't know, this one. And let's put one well car with containers on it, because I only have 2 containers, and one of the 2 well cars needs replacement couplers. This one does not, so we will use it as is. I need another car. I don't know why. I just would like another car. Yeah. Yep. This one's nice. And let's run this one. Oh, forgot the switch. Oh well. Hey Dave. And now it's shorting. That's nice. Why is it shorting now? It was fine. I forgot the switch and it started shorting on a track that it shouldn't even short because it has the same polarity. No, the whole train is shorting. My engine worked fine a minute ago. Alright, let's hope this does a fuel lap proper. And oh yeah, I do have a car on it right now. Honestly, I don't think it's dust mite. I think it's the DC controller. I flipped the direction again and it wasn't shorting, so I think the direction switch is the one that had issue. Lucky for you, Dave, tonight is not your fault or anything. I've been having issues the entire night. At first I thought it was just some stuff being camera shy, but the more it kept going, the more I've been getting issues. So no, you did not. But tonight my layout decided that it didn't want to be on camera, and it's been doing some misbehaving. Half of my slot cars decided to have issues, and half my trains decided to have issues. So, let's put another car. Let's hope that it's one that works fine and isn't too fast nor problematic. So I could put one of the Miatas. They're very easy to spin out, but they're not super fast. So maybe we should be good. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, Colleen, the best part about these Miatas is they're very realistic. Just like the real Miatas, they're slow, but they're fun to drive, so you know. And they even brought, and these ones even have people driving them with very colory clothes. Very colorful clothes. So, August, I did look into N-scale slot cars. Apparently, there's one company who made them in the 80s in Europe, and that didn't pick up. Who would? You'd wonder why, huh? Yes, I did. Sorry, the wires are in the way. It was having issues, so I thought this should be a sign of putting a different train on. So that's why the CN Blue Goose is on. Not Blue Goose, what am I saying? CN Blue Devil. Hi, ONR fan Drew. So the ones I have are actually too big for HO scale, so, and those are the smallest common one to get. So unfortunately, not very close to N scale at all. You should still get some for HO scale if the bug gets you again. Just not, you know. Don't do what I did. Yeah. Which is expand, 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 and then when gremlins start, just ignore them and keep expanding. Oh. First accident for the Miata. I think that was my longest streak of laps, so not gonna complain. I mean, it's practice, plus depending on the kit, some of them come with voltage controllers on the power supply, so you can limit the speed they go to a speed that you can't crash it, or you can but not as extreme as many, and that could actually fix the issue. You could learn that way. Question for everyone in the chat, and I actually would really appreciate if everyone could answer that one. If I were to bring one of my my friends that's physically local to me for a live stream and have them race with me, would you guys be interested in that? Would you want that in the stream, or do you prefer just conversations like this? Raven, to answer your question, not the HO. The HO go up to 20 volts. Their motors are made for higher voltages. Alright, seems to be that people want to see racing. I'm not promising anything for next week, as well, I need to coordinate and find someone who wants to be in the stream and is available. But if I do, I will certainly bring that person in and have them race with me. And now you'll all see me lose every freaking race, and you'll know why I usually race alone. Russ, we don't talk about that part because technically we're not allowed to do that. Technically. What happens off of the screen is a different story. I am not responsible for off screen. Oh. Off track, yeah, but again, second time of the whole night, so not the whole night, sorry, second time for this car, so pretty good rally, I would say. Love this old Miata. Let's put something we haven't ran tonight other than that Miata. We ran and got disappointed because they were broken. For most of the cars, actually. What did you say? Press. You said sure sounds good to the race, or are you talking about something else? Miata, or did you talk about the Miatas? I know. Yeah, just I know you said your 143 scale, 43rd technically. No, is not for the right stuff. Okay, so I missed something. So let's go back a bit. For August, did they make a set for bumper cars? No, but you can always get an RC car. I didn't bring downstairs, but I have a 1/64th RC lifted truck. Kevin, that's been the case for a few. That's how my uncle got into it. That's literally how. And Drew, I'm not surprised because very few cars I have. Actually, I don't have a single car that the body dates from the 60s. So unless they were making models that for cars that didn't exist, that would have been. Oh my God, I'm so bad. I'm so bad, Raven. Sorry about that one. Oh, yeah. Okay, Russ. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. So, to come back, I said not to mention, but it wasn't actually a... I'm not actually warning you or anything. I was just saying that you asked if we were taking bets, and I'm like, technically it's illegal, but as long as we don't mention it in the chat, and what happens off of YouTube, I'm not responsible. That's all I said. You're not in trouble or anything. Yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry if I wasn't clear. But yeah, the not to mention in the chat is not actually anyone in trouble. I know it wasn't you, but when I said not to talk about something, it wasn't to you. It was to that comment. You are fine. You are entirely fine. Alright, so let's put the Supra back, because that one, I've ran it multiple times tonight and it's always been a great car. Up until now, where the track actually is disconnected because the foam holding it is loose. There you go. So that little Supra, I hope I'm not jinxing it, has been a very reliable car and a very fun to drive car, and also a very good looking car in my opinion. Old 90s, early 2000s Supra. They made that model for quite a few years. From 1992, I think, to 2000 something, to early 2000. I need to check, but it was for a while. 1991 to 2000, something like that. Yeah, those older Supra were something else as well. Okay, so I've never physically been in a Supra. I've only saw picture videos and heard about reviews and other experiences. I've seen some in person, but I've never been in them while they're driving. I've always loved the looks, even the modern one. I know everybody calls it a BMW because of the BMW engine and some components, but the styling of the cars have always been Toyota, and I think they nailed it every time. Every generation, they really looked very sporty in their generation. Like, it fit the generation it was released in. Now, does the previous Supras, like the 90s, the 80s, the 70s ones, were better because they were more Toyota? Sure. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, Fred. But or Subaru, if we think of the GT86, but that's a separate story. But yeah, Toyota has really nailed the design of all of their Supras for in my opinion, for the colors. I'm curious which generation of Supra, which motor it should attach to, Dave, because the BMW engine, the 2J engine, and then I don't think it was a 1J on the Mark III that was a an 80s car. Oh boy, that was a crash and a half. Yeah, that's also a good question. Where's the rest of the car? Maybe he sold it for trains. We don't know. Maybe he parted it out for trains. We all know Supras go for a pretty penny. We can also say you will decimate them all if you drop a kind of money and you overnight parts from Japan. Let's read that together. It's an old one. That makes sense. I got it to mount it to a Lexus V8. I can see that happening. For a Miata project in Scotland. A Lexus V8 and a Miata sounds very interesting, but also very not safe. That must have been going a lot faster than the Miatas I have on my track. We all know gearheads like Dave are always going for the more fun approach, but that is dangerously fun. Let's put the blue Miata. I was wondering, where did you find a automatic, a manual LS400? Because, yeah, I didn't know for Scotland that it only had a manual, automatic there, but I knew North America manuals weren't really a thing for those cars. I'm not making those jokes. I'm not making those jokes. I'm not making those jokes. We'll keep it that we'll stop there about Thailand August. It feels too easy from this point on. Colleen, the reason I have restraint is because I made similar jokes earlier this week, and I've been told by my girlfriend to that those jokes were not appropriate. So I'll that's where it ends. On a more train-related subject, I decided to take the blue Miata out to match with the blue engine, which it's not the same blue, but pretty darn close actually. See, Raven, it's not that there's anything wrong with those jokes, but they're not exactly right either. So sometimes better to shut up about it. That's where I'll keep it. Right, so oh, I was trying to drift it, and I just over throttled it. All right. So, unfortunately, Russ, I do have one. Well, that's not the unfortunate part. That's actually the fortunate part. I do have one, a dark blue 280Z, which I really love. Well, I say 280. It could be a 240 or 260. I don't know enough about these cars to tell the difference just by looking at them. And it is written on the box that it came in. I just don't remember, and I don't have it in front of me. But the unfortunate part is this one's motor's making some weird rubbing noise, and I don't want to run it until I figure out why the motor is making those weird noise and how can I fix it, because if I keep running it knowing that it rubs, I might do further damage that will go from repairable to unrepairable. I don't know. Maybe it would be fine, but I don't want to take the chance. So that's why I'm not running it tonight. Not because I don't want to run it, just because I don't know why exactly there's some rubbing noises in the motor right now, and I don't want to break it further if this is fixable, but the rubbing might not fix it. So, yeah. It's probably something stupid and simple. I just couldn't find it yesterday when I was checking it out, so. I just received your messages, Dave. I will look at them later. Just to let you know. Oh. Oh boy. That flew off. Alright, so before I put that car back, I will have to go look. I know I have the box. I'll go grab the box and check which Z version it is. Because it's bothering me not that I don't know. Well, thank you, Nissan Fairlady Z. No numbers. Nice. So I don't know, actually. What do I want to run next? Oh, right. The boy, oh boy. I'll give it a lap or two, though. So yeah, that was useless. I checked the box and only said Nissan Fairlady Z. They don't mention which version it is, so that's not very useful, I would say. Let's hope I can make it work properly tonight. All right, so let's test it out. Oh, that's quick. I don't hear the motor rubbing yet. Oh boy, that's a different type of crash, and that's again my fault. Let's hope that didn't disturb the motor. What? Why did it crash again? Oh, the truck did it this time. Something's off. Come on. We're working great until recently. Alright. Let's give that a third try. Alright. Oh, hey Jersey Bill. Oh, it did it again. I heard it. The motor, you hear it rub and break, and it's just awful. And I don't know why. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'll bring the mic closer and see if I get you guys to hear it. Okay, it only did it once this time, but you hear it spin and then and that's from the motor. It's not from the gears. I've removed all the gears to have just the motor, and it does it anyways. And I'm really not sure why it's doing that. And it's not consistent. Okay, well, that's the car asking to stop, so we will stop for tonight for that car. And we will change the train to something we don't run often, but I do really like. And that is my E8s with a passenger train behind it. Of course, the whole passenger train is off the tracks just when I want to use it, but that's something that happens when you don't run it every day, or even when you do. Alright, so to avoid damage as much as possible to my trains, I will back into the yard the engine and two of the cars. Everything else won't fit, but at least I can fit that. So that's what I'll do. So that way it's out of the way, but also safe on the track. I will bring in my passenger train, and I will put the last two cars. So, and the last one, but not the least, but actually my favorite one, the rear train dome, which is the same one that they've got recently. Mine doesn't have all the fancy lighting and detail parts yet because I got it brand new from Concours as is, but well, brand new old stuff there. But yeah. Let's enjoy this train. So I see I got some new viewers in tonight. So wow, I've been out on the chat. So Drew, to answer your question, about a year old. It's not that old, and it, like, yes, I've used it, but not enough to say that it should have worn through, because I have some cars here that are just as old with more mileage on them, and they don't do that. So that one I'm not sure. Hi Rouser, by the way, welcome. Nice to see you here. Why do you derail there, but only there? And like the switch is fine. And why only that single truck? Anyways, good evening, Model Railroad Show. What's going on in this tiny world? A lot of accidents, actually. Somehow, no, it was a different one that derailed. My track is correct. There are weights in those cars, so I'm not sure. As you can see by the problem I'm having right now, this tiny world is having some problems for some reason. Why do they derail at the turnout but re-rail right after? I'll have to slow it down at that point. So I don't have an actual dimension of the full layout room. This is a weird to explain. This is an unfinished basement, so but I can't use the entire thing for well, because we need the basement to store stuff. So I guess 14 by 20? No. Maybe? Yeah, 14 by 20, I guess. That section, that's a progressive curve that I call. It has an easement curve. So it starts at 24 inch, then 22 inch, then it does 90 degree at 18 degree radius, which this train has done full 18 degree radius without issue before, to then go back to 22 and come out at 24 degrees. So why does it misbehave right now when it's always been fine? I am very uncertain. I think I have an answer. So the thing with that geometry, August, is I don't hate tight curves, but I really don't like the look of curves that start abruptly, and that also causes a lot of derailments because the couplers tend to swing out and pull something off the track. Meanwhile, having a progressive turn in, it helps a lot because it starts with only slightly swing out outward from the car going in, and then it's progressive. It usually turns much better. I did have these cars are weighted, but it seemed that the issue is from this. Well, not this exactly. Yeah, I think the problem is it's partially the trucks of the cars, partially the actual track. They get stuck flat, and the track has a little bit of a up and down movement, and instead of following the track, the trucks are just staying flat and going over the track, even though it's a straight line, which is why it doesn't make sense. But yes, they are weighted. I added quite a few wheel weights in it, and it did help a lot the reliability of these cars. So when the car is not coupled, the trucks have no issue, but apparently when they are coupled, they're spiral easement curves on the yeah, so I'm not sure what you mean, Jersey Bill. I'm assuming it's because of where you live, the Steelers. You're probably talking about the sports team. So let's see if when it's just these two, if the trucks are following. See, the trucks are fine right now, so I'm not sure why it was misbehaving. Oh yeah, Steelers are Pittsburgh football. No, I don't know sports. I am so bad at sports. So to go back to geometry, even my my outside curve that is not where the train is right now, but the other curve where there's some cars parked, where the train is heading to. Let's see if the trucks are behaving this time. Kind of, not really, whatever. This one also have slightly easement curves. The outside curve has 24, 24, then 22 degrees for the middle and ends in 24 degrees. And the inside is 22, 22. Then I made a flex curve that followed the other one that should be 20 degrees, then back to 22 degrees. To go back to Drew, for the car, the motor has, I believe it has some play somewhere it shouldn't have. So I cleaned all the contacts, so that's, and it did help, but not entirely. The motor doesn't fully stops, it just makes a bad rubbing noise and slows down, then picks back up. I'm tempted to say that it's going off balance because it's all balanced to rotate. So I'm tempted that it's going off balance for some reason and then goes back into balance, but I haven't found any reason why it does. I'll need to look further into it. So Model Railroad Show, it's not that it's complicated. I'm just going with the pieces of track that I have on hand. I bought 24-inch and 22-inch radius pieces of track, and I'm just using that. So I start the curves with the wider radius that I can, and then go into the tighter radius. The one at the back, the reason for being so many steps is simply because it was easier and it lined up perfectly to where I needed them. August, here's the thing. They've been waited for almost 2 months, and this is the first night they're misbehaving. So I doubt that's what it is. I mean, the easement curve. Yeah, wheel gauge is a possibility. That's a more likely possibility because it did it did move on the track, so something knocked. Well, they got knocked off, so it could have been a wheel gauge issue. I do have a wheel gauge. I'll do it after post stream, honestly. Yeah, live stream gremlins. That's exactly it. Because so this is why I'm a little flustered, but at the same time puzzled. There's multiple turnouts with guardrails in them and you know, what is it called, frogs and stuff, and they only misbehave on one, not all of them. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen, Rouser. As soon as we stop the stream, they'll all run great. So there's definitely something going on with the front truck of that sleeper passenger car. I know it's not just that it's just strange, it's just it feels like the more effort I put into it to avoid problems, the more I get problems. That's more my issue. So it feels like I should just not touch it and just hope for the best, which is not what I want to do out of this hobby. I want to work and make them better, but it seems to be going the other way around. The more I work on it, the worse it gets. I had my wheel gauge right there. What did I do with it? I got myself a wheel gauge to make sure my stuff was aligned. Also a track gauge to make sure everything was aligned. And then I proceeded to lose said wheel gauge. What's the point in that? Oh, right there. There it is. That's not where I thought I left it, but it doesn't matter where I left it as long as I find it. There you go. Wheel gauge. HO scale wheel gauge. There you go. And it is perfectly... Well, this one is ever so slightly tight. Overthinking? Yeah, probably, Raven. Probably. So I guess this one is technically out of gauge. Let's see if I can adjust it easily. Instead of... better but not fixed. So far I've only done easement with sectional track, simply because I don't have enough experience laying flex track to make my curve. So this is now perfect. Let me guess. It's still gonna do it because that was not the issue. It was not perfect, but still within spec, so I don't expect it to be fixed by that. Yeah, that's also what I thought. Since it was just, I probably put it out of gauge by pushing it in. Come on. The only thing I could have thought, Rouser, was maybe, just maybe, the car was ever so slightly out of spec, and the turnout is ever so slightly out of spec on the other like the other way. One is slowly to inward and the other one to outward. And that would cause only one car wall bashing. I'm not sure if that means what I think it means, but if it means throwing it against the wall, I'm not doing that. I like that car way too much. Alright, so did I mess up the gauge by putting it in? No, I did not. Like so. HO scale wheel gauge, perfectly fine. And HO scale track gauge. Let's I mean, since the problem is where the frog is, my wheel gauge does not include, well, my track gauge does not include a frog gauge. So there's that. Alright, let's... So, see... Is it? No, it's not the couplers drooping. These are the old horn hook couplers. Like so. Colleen, what you'll need for your dining room railroad is a few buildings, even if they're pre-built. Bachman sells a few that you can buy in their boxes pre-built, just to have a few businesses around. Thank you, Russ. Yeah, I'd probably need it. I'm using a metal business card from Otter Valley Railroad that they gave me with one of my orders that happens to have, like, they purposely made it track and wheel gauge for both HO scale and N scale, which is quite useful, especially for a free tool. So that was one of the best things they ever gave in their shipping as a gift. Let's see if it makes a difference. Might have been it, because it seems to be not jumping as much. So, you know, that may have been the issue. Yeah. You know what, guys? It might have been the wheel gauge. It wasn't fully out of spec, but it wasn't perfect, and I just moved it towards the, closer to the perfect level. Even though it's still not perfect, it's closer to the perfect alignment, and it's not jumping anymore. So I'll take this as a win. Yeah, that's exactly Model Railroad Show. Probably the turnout is barely out of spec, probably. And the only car that was barely out of spec seems to be fighting it. And it just derailed as I said it was fixed. So, you know, I guess it's not fixed. At that point, Colleen, you could always find a, just a sec. Yeah, it derailed again in a different spot this time. But again, it's just that car alone. But yeah, you could start to do modules, Colleen, like little diorama that has a track permanently attached to it, and you just assemble those dioramas together. That's a possibility as well. So it derails much further down the road than I thought. It derails here. It derails near the points, not near, not at the frog. Let's assess for a second. Okay, so I think I know the issue, but I have no fixes for it. Oh boy. So no, it does not. So the issue is that do I have another spare turnout I could use, for example, there, right there. I don't know how well you guys will see it, but on the turnout on the outside straight track right here, there's an indentation. I will zoom myself in so you guys can see more what I'm explaining. Like so, and bring up the resolution so you guys can see it properly. There you go. Oh boy, that's too big. There's only so much of me that you want to see. Like so, and even then a bit smaller. Alright, so I know I'm in front of everything, but that's the point, is that you guys can see the turnout. So on the straight piece of track here, where the turnout goes in, there's an indentation right there. That indentation is bigger on that specific turnout than any other for whatever reason, and also is more square than the other ones. So whenever the flange of that car hits that that indentation, they jump out, the car jumps out. The thing I find weird is, why is that truck the only truck that jumps, that hits there and jumps? So Rouser, that would be my first idea. It's just tight to get there. I will try, but not right now. And again, what bothers me, you know what? I'll do something even simpler, Mall Railroad Show. I will turn the car around. Because, so, I'll unzoom myself, because you guys don't need to see me this big. Like so. And just change resolution, properties. To a square resolution, let's, like so. Like that. Alright, so what I want to try, even before swapping wheels around, I will turn the car around to see if a different truck going a different direction on the same turnout behind the same car will do the same thing. Because it doesn't do it if we just coast it over, but if I push the car towards the notch, it does. So what I'm thinking is maybe the spring in the coupler in the car in front of it is pushing too strongly. Their horn hooks, they shouldn't be an issue, but they might be. Oh, other direction. But the file, so just to be clear, the real answer here is to file down that notch to make it more round. That would be the long-term solution and the proper solution. I just want it to work for tonight because, and it didn't. But remember last time I played around with the wheel gauge, it didn't do it for a few laps and then it did it. So before calling it fixed, we will give it a few more laps. If after 5 laps it still hasn't, then we will call it fixed for tonight. Not forever, but for tonight. So this is the second lap. Maybe the speed makes a difference. I'll go a little faster. Second lap that it's okay. Yeah, 3+ lap. I'm doing a 5 lap rule for this because I believe it was three laps that it jumped last time. Draw a big arrow on the top. The CP Rail logo on the side, the Pacman logo on the side is directional on that car, so I'll just know which side to put it. So we're at 3. And again, what we did right now is not fixing the issue. We're putting a temporary band-aid on an issue that is not that. Why only one car was affected is beyond me. More should have been affected. When the train's going the other way around, no. But going that way, I'd see more being affected. With that said, maybe that car's flanges are less angled or something, but no, it seemed, I was about to say it seems to be fixed and then it pushed the last car off. A hammer is, see, that's what I don't want. I don't want to hammer away tonight. Okay, so update on the situation. The problem has now moved to another car, so, and the problem is linked to the truck that is now the so we were at 4 or 5 when the problem appeared, and the problem seems to be with, now it's this truck pushing the other one off. So is this coupler too stiff or curved in a way that it's pushing the other truck out? Now, honestly, the real issue is the turnout. We can blame this car as much as we want because so far this is the one either derailing or causing the derail, but I genuinely believe the turnout is the issue, not the car. Yeah, I mean, I technically did, and it did not fix the issue. Let's see if it jumps with... Let's do 5 laps without this car and see if something happens. This one's perfectly in spec, so... I cannot blame the wheel gauge for that wheel. The other car I know is in spec. Why are you problematic? You're usually fantastic. Plus this one I haven't even followed my own advice. I used someone else's advice to put the weights on top of the wheel. I usually put the weights in the middle, but this one I put it over the wheels for whatever reason. So we're at 3 now. Let's give it 2 more laps. Of course it did not derail without the car, but I know for a fact that the car itself isn't bad. So Rouser, that is a great concern. It did not. I have my my heat pump that also does AC literally beside the layout, which keeps both the humidity level and the temperature very controlled. So that is unfortunately not the reason, or fortunately, depending on how you see it. Sometimes you wish you could have a simple answer like that. This is not the case, but I will give it a few more laps, and I did say that I would end it at 10:30, and it is 10:30. But I just want a few more laps with the whole train. Like I said, it used to do it no problem for months, and as soon as ever since I got it, I put weights in it like the week or 2 weeks after because it wasn't great without the weights. And since then, since I've had the weights, they've just been great. And I genuinely believe it's not the car, it's the turnouts. All right, let's... So, I know I should. Fair enough, Dave. Fair enough. So I know I should move it around in the train to see how it changes everything. But the train's order follows the real one. So that's why I don't want to change the order. That's definitely a me problem. But no, I need to fix that. So I definitely think the issue is the couplers pushing too hard against the trucks, twisting them on the track, making them go towards that gap. Um, because they are slightly crooked and it's the couplers, that's the only explanation. Now, the problem with that is I don't have an immediate solution and I don't have time or energy tonight to fix that. Truck mounted model railroad show. That's why they turn on tight radius curves. And being technically, I'm more of an N scaler than an HO scale guy. To me, truck mounted is the way to go. Less realistic, but usually a much better solution. This is one of those times that those McHenry couplers that Dave has received would be useful because those don't push the truck sideways, they pull the truck straight. Yeah, that's I think that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Yep. You say that, but truck mounted are way better for switching. They keep the couplers in line if there's a curve. As soon as you oh, sorry Russ, I just saw your message for the running the Love semis. Yes, I can, and I will right now. I'll stay on for a little bit more, actually, guys. I just saw Russ's message about running the Love semi, and I will before I end the stream. So you guys can stay a bit more if you want to. Give me a second, I'll go grab it. And to have a still an enjoyable experience, we will run another train. All right, have fun, model railroad show. We will run another engine with a freight train because those seem to be a little bit more robust for simply for running. They haven't been as much of an issue. Not that this one is really an issue. It's I don't want to explain why I'm saying this. They're not an issue, but they're not they're still not working properly. It's a weird in-betweener. I'll go grab the caboose, because what's a train without its caboose, right? Where did I put the engine? That was right there. Oh, there you go. So let's run around it. Let's put a caboose on it, and then we will put a few freight cars behind it. All right, I am back. All right, so what did I miss? I wish they did too for you, honestly. They're awesome, but in a different way. I don't know how to explain this. You don't run them like they're such a different experience to race. Thank you. Thank you, Colleen. Oh. But I'm a bad driver for that truck. I do not have my 18-wheeler license. And it shows. Maybe I should get it before driving. I'll try something to help with the track. I'll do something dangerous. There you go. This actually looks like it's helping. Nice. Let's see if the truck likes it more. Oh, I almost lost my truck overboard. Oh, that's a different story. Went completely off track. Also, Russ, one more thing I want to show you. These semis are made a little differently. So, before I will answer you, Rouser, I just want to show Russ. I'll upsize myself again like last time, like so. So the semis have a few tricks in their books. One of them is they technically have two pins instead of just one. Like there's the one at the front that you're used to, but there's also one in the back. It's supposed to be the same as in the front, but I flipped it around to a smaller one at the back, otherwise it was giving too much drag. It even have some details at the back there. And the trailers, the wheels on the trailers also turn. They should have a second, but also the second one was also creating too much drag, so that's why I removed it. Some people remove the second pin entirely, but I find that without the second pin, the weight of the trailer lifts. It throws the weight off of the back, the motorized wheel, and it doesn't operate as good. So I don't do it. I don't do that. I don't like it. But that's a personal experience thing. Depends on your experience, and that's it. Of course. It was working fine a minute ago. You guys saw it? Why is it misbehaving now? Okay, well, flipping on the side, that's a driver error. Not a track problem. I will go fix that and be right back to you, Rouser. And by fixing that, I meant swapping it to the tanker because I slightly prefer it. They're made the same underneath, it's just the look, but yeah. So, Rouser, to answer your question, I do have a jump for it, but the trucks don't handle the jump well at all. So for that reason, it will not have the jump on this track, but the other track that will have also the not seen here before, but leaked by someone else, in elevated track, like incline and declines, will also have a jump on it for fun. So, you know. Someone leaked some private information here. I have two different set of jumps. By the way, I have one that's just. Sorry, I'm supposed to go to bed soon. One that is just a drop to a long flat piece with a big V for the slot, so it aligns, and the other one is a an actual jump with a landing, and the actual jump with a landing is 3 inches wide to fit exactly another racetrack around it. I will not be using it on the racetrack, but instead on a train track to jump over the train. I thought it would have been more fun. So, I mean, so if it's 11 in 8 hours, and don't tell me that's more than ever. That was, I don't know if you guys saw it on the left side camera, but it did a full stoppie where the full truck and trailer stopped and lifted. Oh, it hit something. Yeah, I'm glad you saw it. It was spectacular. I did not expect it to be that that grandiose. Come on. Why are you? Oh, you're stuck in something else. Better. No, I'm probably gonna jinx myself by saying this, but the problem, while the track is the problem, it's not problematic enough to cause derailments for 95% of my rolling stock. It really is. Whoops, that was also a spectacular crash. Most of my stuff is fine with that track imperfection. It's really just a few cars that don't like it. So all right, well, I am 20 minutes past the time I wanted to, well, actually I thought it would have ended at 10 and it's almost 11. I will not be doing much more stuff for tonight, so I will put the trucks where they can be on display but not be in the way and not be in danger of falling over and breaking. I like this one. I want it here. I can see it well from where I'm sitting. Let's finish off with a car that's just a reliable, fast machine. Or not so reliable after all, huh? Alright, so yeah, get some sleep. Alright, so good night all. It was fun to see you all here. I hope to see you next week. I'll probably go back to N scale next week, so no slot cars, no problem, I guess. We will see everyone on Monday, and I'll try again to at least post some shorts this week to keep the channel active. So have a good night, Fred. Have a good one, everyone. Have a good night and a good week, everyone.